Hi, I'm Adam Diaz, a senior sales engineer here at Privacera, a leader in unified data access and GenAI security governance. Thanks for joining us today for a video on audit logs, visualization, and export. One in a series of technical videos we like to call Hit Me With Your Best Shot, a Privacera Explains series where we take shots at your toughest technical questions. Here at Privacera, we often get questions about accessing and visualizing log data along with exporting it. Let's take a look at how we enable this in Privacera. While it is very important to have consistent policy for access management on your data, how do you know those policies are being honored as intended? Furthermore, how does someone from outside your organization know? Can you prove it? Privacera logs all its operations and requests for review both inside the UI, but also via export to other tools using both a REST API or simple export to an object store, allowing deeper analytics in other security tools. So from a UI perspective, when you log into Privacera, you land here at the dashboard. To access basic log information, we go down here to Access Management and we look at audits. So when you go into access management audits, you start in the tab access tab. There's a number of tags along the top here, tabs along the top. And so right now we're in the access tab. Just to give you a little background on the navigation, obviously this is a refresh button. If you're waiting for new log data to come in, you can hit refresh. Um, from a time bounding perspective, you can uh, set some custom ranges here, or just completely turn the range off if you'd like to here, so you can have access to all data. So in terms of search, just to explain how you can use this, you can search on any sort of these column names here by clicking in the search bar. For example, we could say service type equals, for example, snowflake, to limit the exposed data then to service type snowflake, and then we have no date filter. For example, we have a ability to hit some information in terms of the last 5 days as well. So in terms of what you see under audits, you get access, which shows you both data on both allows and denies. So basic policy adherence information. This is the place you come to find out. You can slice and dice by any of these column names in the search bar here. So by the person, by the service, what have you, find out if there's large numbers of denials for a certain person, what have you, might be a common search, and then limit that to a certain time frame. Might be another good idea. But again, a good basic display of the data and capability to search it quickly without having to go out and go to a command line to do so. So in terms of accessing the audit data, you can obviously access the access audit logs here in the UI, but there's also the desire and request of folks who want to use this data um, and export this data outside uh, of Privacera, not only for reporting, but for inclusion and use in additional log analytics tooling. And that can be done by exporting this data to S3 into other object stores, depending upon your cloud. Uh, this can be configured per application. For example, if we looked at the applications configured for this system, let's say a Unity catalog, and we looked at one of those Unity catalog setups in terms of access management, we would want to say turn on the access audits here to enable the gathering of that basic data that you see in the audit access audits here. And then if you want to export that to S3, we can again go back down to the account section. We can take a look at access audit settings backing up to AWS, um, and if we make sure that we configure a specific role against a specific bucket, and then what that gives us is the capability to push this data out to the bucket that you've configured. Um, Side note, this is not enabled by default. So if you need this and you don't see this setting here, you'll need to uh, contact support and they can turn it on for you. So you can just send an email to support@privacera.com and they will help you. And what that looks like here is this is the top bucket which we've configured. And then if we look at the Unity catalog section, for example, to stick with that theme, that data then is then bucketed by year, month, day. This is sort of the end log here, which is gzipped, compressed to save a little space. And if you wanted to look at what was inside of those, if you downloaded one of these, we could take a look at what one of these looks like here. We've cleaned this up a little bit. If you look at the raw log, it comes out unformatted, but we've cleaned this one up um, slightly, and you can see the basic information which each one of these provides. What was happening. This is a request to select the username, what resource they were trying to use, when that happened, what tenant, what ID it was, what zone they were in, what host they were calling from. All the information you'd need to build a larger picture of, say, user access across time, for example. But that's how you access the access log data. There's ways to access other data included in the product, which we'll talk about in sort of two other videos, probably the REST API video as well as the reporting video. Um, so check those out for details on accessing other types of data. Thanks for watching this video on audit logs, visualization, and export. Make sure to check out our other videos we have in this series or go to privacera.com for more information.